Right, now I'm going to get cracking for the day. Vincent's just setting up the mixer to get all the mixed. Yes, we did. I did pretty well yesterday. I was quite pleased with it. Now there's a lot of backfilling in there to do. My God, the voids. I mean, wait till you see this. You could put your arm. It's like shit, don't want anything to die. Oh dear, this was just fell on my hand. Anyway, serves me right for pouring it in, doesn't it? Right, so I'm going to be working away on this. Yeah, I'm pleased with how it's coming on. I'll try not to put too much of the same thing in. Like I said, I'm getting better at this now. Right, just going to let you know what the mixture is for the pointing. It's hydraulic lime with coarse sand. So you do 1 lime to 2 sand. And I keep the bucket covered with a damp rag to keep the moisture there, to stop it drying out too quick. I'll show you the consistency. You'd almost want it just like a putty. You can squeeze, it's firm, it's not falling, it's not crumbling or anything. So just like a nice putty consistency, a little bit moist, more moist, but not too wet that it's just running. And if it's too dry, it'll just crumble. So that's hydraulic lime, 1 part hydraulic lime to 2 parts of sand. And the beauty about it is, once you've done the mixture, you can keep it in your cement mixer for days. Don't add any more water. Just put your cement mixer back on for half an hour to 45 minutes just to turn it, and the moisture will come back into it and you'll end up with this again. So that's the beauty about it. It's not like cement or anything like that. It just goes off. You'll be able to work away with it. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to show you some of the tools. Right. My little hoe. This is great for when the mortar gets a little bit dry. And like I said to you, you can keep it for a long time. But if you've got it in the bucket, and even with the wet cloth on, if you find it's good, just give it a good mix. This is easier to do it with. Also, it's great for taking the fat off your pointing. I've shown you that already. Great tool, love it. Now, this is great for, it's the floating plasterers tool thing, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, but I'm using it to put me sand and me lime on, so I can go in and point away, make it easier with my pointing trowel. I tend to use that in quite a lot. It's great. And obviously the larger end as well. You've really got to press it in, and I've been telling you that in the videos as well. Also, I've got my larger one as well, in case I need to get into the bigger holes. Also, I have got my lump hammer and a chisel. So which chisel do I like? Now I'll show you one I like. This one, I love this chisel. And the reason being is, when you've put your mortar in and you're backfilling and you're putting your stone in on top of it, put this handle end of your chisel in the wall and just tap it in. It works brilliant, and you're compacting it really well. So that is a great tool, even for the smallest of stones. And anything that I can't get this diameter into, I turn it around and very gently tap that way, and that'll get right into any small spaces. So great tools. Also got WD-40 in case I need it to lubricate anything. A bit like when I'm doing this spraying and the chiseling. This is on the first video, I call it a drill, like I said, no expert. Right, so I'm gonna crack on. See you in the mo. Right, I'm just using my little hoe because it's such a big void in it. You could always get your hand eaten off. A bit like Indiana Jones. Temple of Doom. Anyway, I'm just packing this in. Probably to the extreme, but my goodness, it needs it. I'm going to get some larger stones and start packing those in as well. Yeah, it's quite a big void in there. So now I'll get in there, right. And you know, I was showing you that tool, I'm going to do it now. So I'm just going to use my handle end. I'm just going to tap in and push. Oops, that's coming out again. That one. Let's see. That's better. Right, I'm actually going to do some more filling there. Let's get some more filling. I mean, this is going to be a long process. So there's going to be different videos in between of different things, like I've been saying. But this project on the house could take stonework. I don't know, I'll give it a year for the stonework, and then to do the rest of it. Obviously, it's going to be a 5-year plan, you could say. But the stonework, I'd say it's going to take me about 12 months or so. Vincent's cleaning out the mixer for me. He's going to get me another batch ready because I've used up a full load. Well, I've just got the last bucket of the load that he did yesterday. Let's get it in there. No Mises, I'll get in there. I hope. No, anyway. Don't bunch any Mises or the bigger versions. Right, I'm going to pack that a little bit more now. I've nearly finished this bucket and he's still cleaning out the cement mixer. You better get cracking on. He's been making potato cakes. And I've had 2 already. So I could go for a few hours yet. I've just had a delivery of a second bucket I didn't realise. So he heard me. He had one hidden. He's a cute one. Right, I'm just going to get my... Oh, yeah, get that in there. Get the chisel. And the hammer again. Again, I'll go the blunt end, see if I can get that further in. Further in, see like... Ah, now, yeah. Nice one, right. So, let's go in by the bucket. Oh. I'll show you some cooking as well, because I can't have gluten and I can't have dairy. It makes it very awkward to go anywhere to have anything to eat, and also for actually making anything to eat in the house. I mean, I've been gluten-free now for, is it over 10 years? It's over 10 years since I've been gluten-free. It's over 10 years. I've had the problem since childhood and never realised what it was. But also, dairy is a big problem. Oh yeah, I want to go in that way. Going sideways. I think that wasn't the stone I had for there. Oh no, I think I've got the stone for there. No, that's stone for there. I have to find a front stone for there anyway. So I'm just going to put these in to pack it a wee bit more. Yeah, over 10 years or more. Probably more at this stage. But then the last, is it 2 years dairy now, or is it a year, over a year? 2 years, isn't it? And 2 years no dairy. And now if I have dairy or gluten, I'm ill for weeks. It's not a pleasant feeling, as a lot of you know out there, because I know quite a few of my ladies do suffer with intolerance and allergies and things like that. But not many people understand. They think it's just a fad, and it's not a fad. You know, you're in serious pain. Say like if I, and many people would know this that do suffer, if I had gluten, straight away, as soon as I've swallowed it, it'll start reacting in the stomach, and your stomach would start to bloat, and then you'd start burping, but you're trying to be sick to try and get it out of your stomach, because obviously you've not ate it on purpose, and you can't be sick because it's building too much gas, so you're stuck. So you can't be sick. You're blowing up as if you're 3 months pregnant. You're burping and belching and hissing and everything. So you try everything to calm it down, Gaviscon, anything like that. And it happens now. It happens with dairy as well that way. But with the gluten, then it goes through your system. So then it goes into your intestines, and that's where the pain hits you. So it might be a day or two later that you're in serious pain, all the pain around here, and that could last a couple of days. But then you still, as Vincent used to call me, hissing to sit, like a week later I'm going, you know, there's still remnants of it in the system, so it could take about 2 weeks to recover. So it's not a pleasant experience, and it is painful. There's been times where it's been that bad, I've had to get antibiotics just to ease it, and that seemed to work straight away. But that's not the answer, because you can't take too many antibiotics, and I don't like taking antibiotics. So you've got to be very, very careful what you eat. But yeah, I'll go on to more of that sort of thing as well. That's one of the things we'll be talking about. Right, I'm going to put a bit more packing in there, and I'm going to shut up and stop waffling on now and carry on. Now, here we go. Put my face stone in now. Again, when you're putting stone in, don't have it set so it's coming up this way. You have to have the stone. When they built this 280 years ago, the stones are slightly, ever so slightly on the slant that way. So when the rain hits the wall, it slides off. So you don't want it flush or turned up the way, so it's sitting like this. It's slightly, ever so slightly down. Make a stone mason out of me, yeah. Well, that's my face stone in. I'm going to pack that now. And you can use the side of either end to really push it in between the gaps, and to get it under the gaps, just do it a couple of times and then push in and do it again. That'll really help to get the mortar in between the stone. You know, like I was telling you before about the the dairy and the gluten. You know, for years I was getting caught out on things. We'd have a lovely Sunday dinner and then I'd be ill and Vincent would be saying, well, there was no gluten in it. And I would say, no, and it took us ages to figure out only that the OXO cubes contain wheat. So we put an OXO cube in with the gravy, not realising it was containing wheat. So we started making our gravy the old-fashioned way, a roux, we used to call it. So the way we make our gravy now, and you know what, it is far nicer than the gravy granules and the OXO cubes and everything. And I'm thinking, why did we ever go that way? Is it just quickness or something? Oh my God, it's far nicer. So if you're doing a roast beef, say, and you're doing it in the oven, add a little bit of water to your roast beef, and maybe a touch of alcohol, brandy, poutine, whatever you've got. I suppose poutine's not, it's a bit banned, isn't it? Eek. Anyway, so say add an alcohol, even a drop of whiskey, a drop of brandy, to the water, and obviously season it with salt and pepper. Then, or vodka, whatever you've got. It doesn't really matter what alcohol. Then obviously roast your roast, and before you do your finish on the roast, take your roast out and take the pot off, pour the juices into the pan, then put your roast back in and finish it off. And with that juice then, all you've got to add is the juice from your carrots, say, and some corn flour. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous gravy, fabulous. It's so tasty, far nicer. I'm going in sideways here, look at it. That stone's a wee bit loose, isn't it? Ooh, I didn't see that up there. We're cleaning that side out after. Right, that's the face of that stone. Right, so I'm just going to fill in around here. And again, you can use small stones like these. Just break a bit of sandstone that you got, so you got small little stones, because we don't want to overfill it because we've got to do the pointing last, so the backfill is different. So just pop a few of these stones in. Again, it'll just help to cure it slowly as well and stabilise it a bit better. Top bit there, a bit dry. The sun's on this wall. Now you can cover the wall up with hessium, but I think we're okay really at the moment. That's really coming out of the skirt, isn't it? I'll just leave that for a minute just to. So you can cover up with hessium. It's supposed to help to slow the drying process, because you don't want it to dry too quick, because you don't want it to crack either. So we'll see how it goes with the sun facing on this wall, or when I come to do the pointing I might just put sheets over or something, and maybe just keep the sheets wet because I haven't got hessium. And I did Google Vincent went on the internet to see about buying hessium. Oh, it's so expensive. So yes, I'm not bothering with it. It's too expensive to be covering. So that's why I'm just doing it section by section by section. Yeah, it's coming on. I'll see you in a bit. So warm. Right, just get my wee stones in again, like I said. one bucket gone. Getting to the next bucket. Ah, the handle just broke on the bucket. It was that heavy. What can you do? The face stone in. The heat on this side of the house. I'm just worried about this drying out too quick. Hopefully it won't, with it being packing, but I definitely have to get the sheets on the back when I point it. I'll leave those gaps for the time being. Do that on the pointing. Make sure there's no air in there.